Hello everyone, welcome back to Simulated Heaven. Now, as I've talked about in the past, I usually every day or every other day, I will go onto Steam and see what are the upcoming and recently released games on Steam. Because there's so many games out there these days that it's impossible for me to keep track any other way. Anyway, I usually do that fairly regularly to try to see if there's any interesting games that might be coming out that are simulator games or any other games I'm interested in. And today, this game actually popped up, Simple Planes. And I did a bit of research. I found out it used to be, or it first started as an Android game, and then they've ported it across onto the PC. Now, there are loads of people out there that always like to complain when they see that a game used to be an Android game or a mobile game, and they say, "Oh, the graphics, But seriously, this game so far is good. It just seems so fun. It just seems so fun. Like I've basically played the game for like an hour, and seriously, well, first of all, I should say that the cost of the game is super cheap. If you have a look on Steam, I'm not sure how much in US because my Steam store is now in Hong Kong dollars, but I think maybe something like 8 to 10 US at the most. It might even be slightly less than that. And like for that, this game just seems like it's going to be so much fun. Okay, the graphics are really basic and everything, but the idea of the game and the simplicity of the execution, I think, is awesome. It's a little bit like a simplified version of that homebrew vehicle sandbox. I did a video on that quite a while ago now, and I really enjoyed the idea of that game, but I found that game overcomplicated, and that's why I think I didn't really ever really get into it a lot. This game, however, is a simplified version, and I just find this so addictive, man. Anyway, I'm going to show you my first airplane that I made. And so, first of all, I suppose I should show you the various options on the menu. So, they have a school where you can learn all of the stuff that you can do. Basically, it's just like a series of windows, see, like this, that will explain stuff. So, it's not really interactive, but it will just explain how to do various things. They have races, which is cool. I haven't actually tried anything else other than the building, only the buildings. They have races. They have the combat. They have challenges, which I think is really cool. And this is the only thing I've actually tried, which is the build and fly in the sandbox. So I'm going to show you my first attempt at an airplane. Now this thing is pretty bad. Like I think it must have taken me maybe half an hour, 40 minutes for me to make this. And I don't know, from that I just see this game has a lot of potential. It's really easy. Like basically, if you click on the plus sign here, you see there's all these things: structural, wings, propulsion. And when I first saw all of the engines, I thought it was going to be really complex, but I don't think it's that complex. All I did was added a couple of fuel tanks, and I added a couple of these small like jet style engines, and I added a couple of inlets, and the airplane even seems to work fine. So at first I thought it might be kind of complicated, but yeah, it seems like it isn't. It's kind of a bit like there was a game that I played a while ago that was called Robocraft, I think, where you basically have to build like a robot, and then you are fighting with the robot. So that was kind of a similar thing, where as long as you had somewhere on the airplane like the engines and the fuel and stuff, then it would be, then it would work. It isn't as if that you have to interconnect everything or anything like that. Yeah. So then you've got landing gear. I suppose that's the one thing that's really awful about my airplane here, is that the landing gear doesn't really kind of match with the aircraft. Anyway, like I said, it was just my first attempt here. The cockpits, the gizmos. So I've added some extra cameras, which I thought this was a really awesome idea, that if you add a camera, it just adds an extra view, like a camera view when you are flying the aircraft, which is kind of cool. Rotators and air brakes, weapons, and if you can hear someone laughing in the background, that is my wife. She seems to be having lots of fun this evening. Yeah, weapons. I'm not quite sure what this means, sub-assemblies, but there isn't loads of things here, like there's not loads of stuff here, but I think it's enough, like for the price of the game, and I'm sure that they'll probably add more in the future. I mean, even if they don't, I think there's enough here for you to have fun with the game, and like I said, for the price you can't expect it to have more than that really. And obviously over here you can use some specific views that might help you when you are trying to make your airplane, you see, which I think is also kind of cool, like predefined views like this. I mean, obviously you can zoom in with the scroll wheel and you can kind of use the right mouse button and do that, and the left one to rotate like that, but it's kind of awesome they have these preset ones as well. You can also paint anything in the game very easily just by doing that. You can choose flat, semi-gloss, gloss, and then you just have to like click on the item that you want to do. You can see there's quite a range of colours you can use. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, as you can probably tell, I am quite excited by this game. I do think it's pretty awesome. For some reason, the mini gun was falling off. Is that why? Because it wasn't attached properly. Is it in the same place on both sides? No. Let's move this one in a bit. No, but it's gone red again. They were like falling off, I don't know why, like earlier. Is that in like the same place? You can actually do a mirror thing, so then it will obviously mirror one side onto the other side. But anyway, whatever. So I'm going to show you now how to do the actual flying. So here we go, and again the environment looks kind of basic, but like I said, you can't really expect too much. And I think this is enough for you to have fun with the game. You know, that's the kind of game it is, like a fun, experimental style of game. It's not the kind of game that you're supposed to be, really serious about, I would say. And also, the thing that I think is cool, there's a fair amount of locations. We have this airport, we've got final approach, so if you'd like to start from here and attempt a landing, then you can. We've got a ship, water takeoff, Wright Airport, Jaeger Airport. So yeah, I think that the locations are kind of cool, you know, like it's enough for you to enjoy the game, really. I think that's kind of cool. And the other thing that's exciting, when I went into controls, I can see you can have a joystick, and that really surprised me. I didn't expect that a game like this would offer any kind of joystick support. So this is obviously like the first few hours that I've been playing the game, but in the future I'm gonna try to use this with a joystick. You know, I'm gonna have a go at trying to set it up with a joystick. Now I'm going to just show you me flying. I'm just going to take off and just kind of show you the very basics. Obviously the flying is kind of basic. I mean, I don't know what kind of flight model they're using, but I would say that again, it's enough for me to have fun with this game. Like, seriously, I don't think it has to be an amazing, I mean, it isn't, I wouldn't expect it at this kind of price for it to be like a simulator style of game, if you know what I mean. But it certainly seems to have some kind of weight to it, if you know what I mean. something I'll be looking into further. But at the moment, this is looking kind of cool, right? Kind of cool. Okay, so let's show you some of the other views. I'm probably going to crash though. So look. There's also a flyby. Look at that one. That's kind of cool. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I really think this is a cool little game. That is a flyby one. I am going to crash it, surely. Okay, let's escape. Okay, so already this is a game that is kind of looking awesome. It's cheap, you know. It's like a cheap game that if you enjoy the idea of building and everything, you can imagine you'd have a lot of fun in this game. But they've added another thing which I think is going to keep me occupied for a long time, and I'm going to show you that now. If I try to exit out of everything here, is that by doing that? Yeah, exit level. I'm going to exit the level even. I want to show you the download planes option. Now this is kind of cool. Look. Now I'm hoping you can see this okay. You should be able to. But look, all these aircraft that were uploaded by other people. You know, this is going to be really fun, man. Look at all these aircraft that people have made. I did actually upload my one, but no one's going to be interested in that really. Let's have a look at newest. I'm sure that my one will probably be there somewhere, but my one was kind of rubbish, right? It was just kind of, yeah, I just uploaded it as a bit of a test. Yeah, you see, there it is. That's funny. But yeah, so for example, I kind of want to show you one. Where is it? Is it hottest? I found a really cool one earlier, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it again. Let's try. I mean, I think this is going to add so much more, like, fun into the game. Look, and there are people that are making other things as well that are not airplanes. Right? You can see there's a tank here as well, which is kind of cool. And if they do have, or maybe in the future, if they have some kind of a multiplayer, I mean, that would just make it crazy, wouldn't it? Okay, highest rating. I found something earlier, but I can't seem to find it now. But if I can't find the one that I found earlier, I'll go with something else, just to show you a similar. Okay, because I want to show you a big aircraft. Okay, this thing is a Boeing YC-14. Let's try this. So you click on the download, and then it automatically will take you back to the game, and you download it. So someone has made this. Looks cool, right? So I think this is going to add a whole new thing into the game, where you can actually download and try out other people's airplanes. I mean, I think that is really cool. Okay, so let's try this. Zoom out a bit. And without further ado, let's try and take off. Anyway, guys, okay, so hopefully you get an idea for why I'm so excited about this game. Seriously, I would highly recommend, if you're interested in these kind of building games, you should have a look at it on Steam, or at least go and look at other videos of it on YouTube. I'm going to be trying to make other videos of this game. I'll probably do a little bit of a Let's Play where I attempt to build an aircraft in a Let's Play. I might even do some videos to showcase some of the community made airplanes. I don't know, I'm really excited about the idea of this game. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.